It's 2025.
We're almost in January.
What would it feel like if you were to achieve your best self this year? We are going to sit down with Mr. Paul Anthony, the Transformation King, and get some expert tips on how you can start your transformation with him today. Stay tuned.
Let's start that journey.
Hi, I'm Megan Barefoot, your guide to unlocking the secrets to vitality and balance. Join us as we dive into the world of wellness and get one step closer to a more vibrant life on Barefoot Bliss and Divine Wellness.
Welcome back to Barefoot Bliss and Divine Wellness. I'm Robin Devine, hanging out with Miss Megan Barefoot. And last episode, if you missed it, we got to understand and sort of look at the history behind the Transformation King, Mr. Paul Anthony. And we are excited because he's back hanging out with us today, talking about expertise and tips and tricks, which, you know, because obviously I'm extremely buff.
Me too.
And I work out
totally.
all the time, right?
We have to be careful because
it just
he might start chiseling us.
There's some chiseling that's going to happen, which is really good. So, you know, I think everybody always wants, you know, the quick tips and tricks, but like, what are some things that you know from all of your, you know, experience and all your expertise working with different people are some of the big, you know, beginner tricks or tips that you like to start people with when you start working with them?
A few.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have enough time for it.
Give us 2 to 3.
Yeah,
it would be great.
There's a story with all of them. So
Okay.
We like stories.
So
Let's start with 2 then.
Yeah.
2. Let's do 2. So really and truly, I think when people come in, they have a goal, and it might be, let's say they got to lose 50 or 70 pounds, right? So the gravity of the scope of everything might be so large for them, so like they get overwhelmed. They're like, they want to start and they want to quit because it's so much. So my suggestion is to take one step at a time. Baby steps, small bites, all right? So I have one of the best stories of one step at a time. Want to hear it?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. So it's about hockey. We're in Calgary. So it's about the Calgary Flames. Calgary Flames in 2004. The story, it's actually, I think there's no better story, an example of one step at a time. So the Calgary Flames were way out of the playoffs. They're in 16th place. They sucked. Everyone's booing them. They're terrible. All right. So the coach, they had 28 games left. So it's perfect. He timed it perfectly. 28 games left. So the coach said, and after practice, okay, gentlemen, we have 28 games left. We're going to divide these 28 games into 4 7-game series, right? Just like the playoffs. So we could simulate the playoffs and go into the playoffs and end up, you know, winning. And they're like, yes, coach. And some of them thinking, yeah, sure, it suck. But yeah, so they started the first 7-game series, right? And they won 6 of the 7 games. So, right, so small step, all right. And still in the regular season. And the next series, they won 5 games. So that's 11 games so far. Next series are 7 games, 4 games. Next, 5. So I think that's 20. So they won 20 of the last out of 28 games, right? So they made the playoffs, right? Yeah. So 20 out of 20 games with just taking one step, small bites, right? So the Flames, they're historic. They went on to win the first series because they were already in playoff mode. They won the second series, then the conference finals, they end up in the Stanley Cup. This is 2004, by the way, right? Against the Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, so they went into game 7 and they lost, all right? But we think they won because in game 6, anyone who wants a series, the puck crossed that line and they won. But you know, we think there's some funny business there. Want to get into the American market? We know conspiracy. Yes. All right. So let's say they lost on paper. All right.
Legitimate.
Yes, we
all
know.
Calgarians here, of course, they won.
But they won. So 2004. So I think that's the best example of one step at a time. So if the coach had said that we have 28 games left, guys, we're going to win 20 of the last 28 games, what do you think would be the result? The end result?
Yeah, just
overwhelmed.
It's so overwhelming.
They might have won 10 games, right? Not making the playoffs. So I think that's one of the best examples of one step at a time.
And where we are in the series right now, like, guys, listen, we just did just 7-game little bites, okay? Because my family's a little disappointed in what's going on. So just focus. Okay, keep going.
Stay focused. Yeah. Another example. You want another example?
Yes.
All right, so a second example, and I think this is really good. Oh, these are some good ones. You guys should be charging a lot of money for this. Right? All right. This is really good. All right, so another one I think is stacking the wins. All right, because so much of us focus on the losses and the else, focus on stacking the wins. I think that's the best example. All right, so when I get up in the morning, and I think some people do it kind of not consciously, they just don't, you gotta be more conscious. So I stack the wins every day. So I get up in the morning, I get up at 3 a.m. every morning. Most morning. Don't expect you guys to get up at 3 a.m., but get up, have an early morning wake up. All right. So that's win number 1. That's a win. All right. Win number 2, I meditate or I pray or I just breathe or whichever, just to start my day, get ready for the day just in case it's crazy, throwing some blows. You gotta be ready for the day by breathing and being in the present. There's power in the present. Fear in the future, fear in the past, power in the present. All right, so that's win number 2. Win number 3, I get to the gym at 4 a.m. That's win number 3. Win number 4, I work out. Win number 5, I do cardio. Win number 6, I have a macro-friendly meal. All right, so I already have 6 wins before I start working at 6 a.m. All right, so 6 to 0. All right, and by the end of the day, it might be 22 to 1 for wins versus losses, right? So stacking the wins. Sometimes it's 31-0, right? So I'm winning, but some of us get 1 loss, 1 L on the record, like, oh, my day is terrible, right? But really and truly, you've had a winning day. It's been a great day. So be mindful of the wins you've had throughout the day, because most of the time we're winning.
Yes, I believe in this so large. Like, I talk to my clients about this as well. It irks me to no end when they're like, oh, I just screwed that up. The whole day is gone. Like, so they just throw caution to the wind and I've screwed up, so I'm done. Instead of going, okay, I had a little slip up. It's okay. I can pull it back together and get another win. Right?
Exactly.
I love how you compartmentalize that, and the wins just keep going. One little loss in your day doesn't
wipe everything out.
Wipe all the good ones away.
And what happens when they have a little loss? My day is over.
Yes, exactly.
They think, oh, well, I might as well go cheat and just
Right?
everything on the roof, right? So, I'm
just gonna lay on the couch with potato chips for the rest of the day.
This is life, really and truly. Here's your goal. We're going like, there's gonna be a pothole there too. You get out of the pothole, get back onto the road, drive it. Oh, there's a deer in the way. You don't ever know a deer. Deer out of the way. Get back on the path. That's life. It's correct and continuing. So if you can see that as life is being correct, continue back onto your path, you're gonna be successful. Guaranteed.
And that's just like such a common misconception too, is that, something throws you off track, well, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the point of continuing on? Oh my God, I have to reset, I have to restart completely. And it doesn't have to be that, altering to your entire path.
And speaking of misconceptions, what's another 1 or 2 misconceptions that people have when they come to work with you?
Well, then I'm some huge bodybuilder, but I'm mean, and I'm not like, someone that feels them and know what it's the plight of actually struggles of actually gaining weight or losing weight and so on. But truthfully, I believe they're me. If you come see me, I'm a part of you, right? I really feel people. I really do. So I'm really, really mindful, actually, channeling to how they feel and where they're at, right? So I'm very compassionate. A client of mine actually called me. I was doing talking to a virtual client about 2 days ago, and she said something to me that really made me stop and pause. Sometimes I'm so busy I forget of some of the wins I'm stacking, right? So on my virtual program, Transformation Reset program, she says, Paul, I must say, and she's in her first week, right? So I must say something to you that really actually hit me. So even though you're this big muscle guy and so on, you're very, very empathetic. In your video shown and contact it actually, one of the videos is actually mastering self-love, right? And so on, letting go of things, right? So that's part of it. And actually that's how you move forward, is letting go and self-love. So she goes, how compassionate, how loving you are. It's just like, it just hit me. It goes, it's beautiful to see. Just want to let you know that. I'm like, oh. That's a win right there. So win doesn't ever come from me doing. Win could come from things I've done, even in the past, stacking the wins.
So if people that are watching wanted to reach out and start their wins, start working with you as the Transformation King, how would they reach out to you? How would they connect with you?
The best way to connect with me really is actually go on Instagram at the Transformation King and just message me from there. That's the best way, really.
This has been amazing. Thank you, Paul, so much for being here. We are going to be lucky enough to have Paul Anthony back for another episode. We are going to be talking about some of the challenges and successes he's seen in his career. So stay tuned at Barefoot Bliss and Divine Wellness.
We'll see you then. Thank you for joining us on Barefoot Bliss and Divine Wellness, where we've uncovered the path to a vibrant, holistic life. Until next time, may you continue to walk the journey of wellness with grace and intuition, a grounded and natural approach on a journey towards wellness and vitality.